So lots of fitness professionals talk about the word toning and the importance of toning, and lots of people have adopted this language, and women tell me, I don't want to bulk up and I don't want to build muscle, I just want to tone the muscle. And sadly, lots of trainers talk in this way as well and actually think that this is a thing. So in this video, I want to explain why toning is not a thing and what we actually want to be thinking about when we're doing exercise. Okay, so the myth is that you use light weights to tone and heavy weights to bulk the muscle. We know that this is not true. Muscles can do three things. They can hypertrophy, so they can get bigger. They can atrophy, so they can get smaller. They can kind of waste away. If we don't use them, they get smaller. They through disuse, and they can stay the same size. Okay, so that's all a muscle can do. A muscle is made up of lots of fibers, and when we apply the right kind of stimulus, these fibers get bigger in size, and so the muscle overall gets bigger. Okay, this is called hypertrophy. So they're the only three things that a muscle can do. You can't tone or shape or sculpt a muscle. There isn't a different kind of stimulus that causes some kind of toning effect on the muscles. Okay, this is a really, really big myth in the industry. Most of the time when we're lifting really light weights, lots and lots and lots of times, what we think we're doing is toning the muscles, but actually we're not really doing anything. So what we want to do through, and also what most people think of as toning is increasing the muscle, so making the muscle bigger and burning fat. Okay, and sometimes what we think is toning is actually the muscle stays the same size, but we lose fat, so we can see the definition of the muscle. Okay, so fat mass or adipose tissue is exactly the same as muscle mass in the sense that the fat, the layer of fat that we have can increase in size, it can decrease in size, or it can stay exactly the same. Okay, so when we talk about toning, or when most people talk about toning, what they usually mean is they just want to lose fat and then we'll see more muscle. And some people, when they say toning, they want a little bit more muscle mass. They want to see the definition, you know, in their arms, that nice shoulder boulder, a bit of definition in the biceps and triceps. You know, they want to see a bit of muscle, but they don't want it to be really big and bulky. Okay, so when we talk about toning, what we're usually talking about is building some muscle, but not getting really, really, really muscular, and burning some fat mass so that we can see the muscle. Now, the way that we do this is not by lifting light weights millions and millions and millions of times. The way that we do this is by lifting moderate to heavy weights. And so we build the muscle. So in the gym, we can build the muscle by lifting relatively heavy weights. Okay, if it's too light, it's just not going to be enough stimulus to build the muscle, to make the muscle mass a bit bigger. And in the kitchen, in our daily lives, we want to be getting into a caloric deficit to burn some of the fat so that we can see the muscle underneath. Okay, so we want to be doing both of those things. So if you're trying to lose fat at the moment, you're probably, it's very, very, very difficult. And so if you're trying to lose fat, you're going to be in a caloric deficit. So when you're in a caloric deficit, it's very hard to build muscle. So you still want to be doing the things that build muscle, because the things that build muscle maintain muscle. Okay, so you're going to maintain the muscle mass while you're in a caloric deficit. And if you lose fat but you keep the muscle the same size, you are going to see that muscle better. Okay, that's what we need to do in order to get that toned effect. Okay, and finally, if you're worried about getting bulky, you really shouldn't. Okay, especially if you're a woman. There's a really great sentence that I love. not lifting weights because you don't want to get bulky is like not learning to drive because you don't want to be a Formula One driver. And it's so true. So if you start lifting weight, you're not going to get bulky. You don't have enough testosterone in your body. You're not doing enough frequency. You're not lifting heavy enough weights in order to get really bulky. But what you will do is you'll be either slightly increasing the muscles, and hopefully burning some fat to see some of that muscle. If you want to get bulky, you have to do the exact same thing to get kind of a little bit of muscle mass. You just take it further. You do it more often, you do it more intensely, and you do it with more weight. Okay, so it's the exact same. The way that you get toned and the way that you get bulky is exactly the same. It's just more. You do more to get bulky. You do the same basic things that you do to get toned, you just increase them. Okay. One last thing that I'll say is that lots of women that you look at and you say she looks bulky, it's not because she's got so much muscle mass. Usually it's because she's got some muscle, but she's got a layer of fat on top of those muscles as well. And that's usually the look that most women don't want to have. Okay, so you want to, long story short, you want to do something that builds muscle in the gym. So you want to be working in a 8 to 15 rep range. You want to be lifting moderate weights, something that feels like a little bit heavy, and you want to be building the muscle in the gym. Trust me, if you want to build muscle, no matter who you are, you want to build muscle. You want to build muscle in the gym, and then outside of the gym, you want to make sure that you are consistently in a caloric deficit in order to lose the fat. Okay, so we're increasing the muscle mass, we're decreasing the fat, and that is toning. It's not some other mechanism where we tone or shape the muscle, where we create a nice shape. And it's not going to come about from doing really high reps and really lightweight. So I hope this was helpful in changing your mindset around what toning is and what it isn't. We can still use the word, we just need to know what it actually means and how we go about it. So if this was useful, give this video a little thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you have any questions, if I haven't explained that clearly enough, please write in the comments below and I'll do my best to explain it.